Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do something brand new and I'm going to do a book review. Jenna Rainey has come out with an Everyday Watercolor book, and the subtitle is Learn to Paint Watercolor in 30 Days. I picked this up on Amazon and I was super excited to get my hands on it and kind of flip through it and see what it was all about. I am so glad that I did end up purchasing this, and I'm going to share it with you today. Now, I do believe that no matter what stage we are at as an artist, we should always continue to learn. I think it's super important that we're learning and growing, no matter how seasoned of an artist we are. I also like books for inspiration, just to be inspired and look at new color palettes and things like that, to see how I could incorporate it into my own style and my own art. So without further ado, let's get into the book. So first, I just want to say that this book is very well made. I was super happy with just the thickness of it. For the price, I think it was a good buy. Inside, I feel like it has some really beautiful watercolor illustrations. It was published by Watson and Guptill. And then there is a contents page. Lots of different things that she covers, everything from technique to application. So she covers form and perspective and light, complex shapes and forms, value, volume and depth, and then she actually has you do some paintings at the end of the 30 days that you work with this book. There's an introduction about who she is and her background and how she stumbled across watercolor. And I'm glad that she did. I think that her work is just beautiful, and I love to do florals as well. So that also kind of grabbed my attention. This section right here, now granted, there's a lot of reading in this book, and I think that's good. I think that you'll come away with it with a lot of extra knowledge, not just being able to learn new watercolor techniques, but just, knowledge about watercolor and how you can use it in the work that you do. This section right here was probably my favorite. She said, being a self-taught watercolor artist has allowed me to break rules and learn the hard way. I've written this book to help you do just that, and perhaps avoid some of the hard parts I encountered. So here's my advice on the outset. Allow yourself to be challenged. If you've been following me on YouTube for any length of time, I think that you would know I love a good challenge. That's why I like pen and ink and watercolor and mixed media. I feel like those three really challenge me. And so when I read that section, I was like, yes, I resonate with that. So she said, allow yourself to be challenged. Paint differently than you think you should, and ask yourself what you enjoy about it. So I really like that she not only tells a little bit about herself, about the process, but she encourages the reader as well. She goes over all of the material, what paper you're going to need, and then also brushes, of course, and a little bit of color theory, which I love. I really love color theory. I love the idea behind it, the way that colors work together, and she has a whole section that she goes over that with. And then it kind of just breaks down into days. So like it has day 1, and she goes over strokes, step 1, what you're going to do, step 2, and so on. oh, whoops, I missed day 2. There we go. Day 2, she goes over curves and circles. And day 3, she goes over straight lines and triangles. So her approach, there is a reason for everything that she goes over, so that you can really start to warm up, get to know your paint, get to know your paintbrushes, get to know your paint, or get to know your paint, get to know your paintbrushes, and the paper that you will be using as well. She explains that a lot of people struggle with just making a basic line, and so it's something that she encourages you to work towards. She also incorporates the color palettes within each day, which I think is really strong as a new watercolorist, or just getting used to paint and how the colors work together. I love that she isn't wasting any time but incorporating that into the days as well. And even though I've been working with color palettes, color schemes, color theory, and all of those things for years, it is always good to have a refresh. Sometimes you may forget something or that kind of thing, and you're like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. So then day 5, she's got compound strokes. So the compound strokes is like the S curve, stems and leaves, and just being able to make strokes that will then, take you into the paintings that you're doing. And just beautiful, beautiful brush strokes that give you that foliage that you would want in your watercolors. Day 6 is complex curves. Oh, this is another thing that I think is so helpful that she does, and that is mixing the colors. So here and throughout the book, she is using Winsor & Newton's professional line. So just keep that in mind, but I'm sure that you can find something that is similar. But she does tell you how to mix the colors together to get what you're looking for. Kind of some unexpected colors, and how you get that variety, which creates a lot of depth and a lot of interest. So then there's this section 2 over form and perspective and light. Now I'm not going to go through every single page here. I'm going to skip ahead to day 11, varied hue blending. So here she starts to talk about how you can blend different hues together. And I've talked about this in the past, that you should really work with colors that are close to each other on the color wheel and that kind of thing. And yeah, I think it's so fun to do the papaya too, because that's not something that you would do all the time. The next one, 12, is cast shadows. I like that she does a cast of a shadow that's unexpected. I mean, pink usually isn't the color that you go to when you cast a shadow, but I love that she's kind of thinking outside the box there and having fun with the balance between the shadow and the flower at the top too. Section 3 is the complex shapes and forms. And again, I will kind of flip through here, but she talks about, the different shapes and forms that you can find. I do love this first one because she's working with a lot of glazing. If you're not sure what glazing is, you can go check out this video that I did about glazing. It's in my watercolor journaling prompts that you can go check out. You can get a copy of that on my website at myartpixie.com, but you can also go watch the video where I cover glazing, and that is when you you gradually add layers to the top, usually in a monochromatic, but it doesn't have to be. Monochromatic is using the same color, just in various tints and saturations. So here she has a flower. So pretty. I love how she includes all of the colors. So here you're creating highlights, midtones, and shadows. Just beautiful. Okay, and then section 4, value, volume, and depth. So this is when she's really kind of getting into more intricate pieces and working, so that you're kind of building upon, you know, the next kind of thing. She goes over a few little drawing step-by-step tips in here too. Again, I just love how she gives you the color palettes to work with. And then again, just showing you how to build those layers on top of each other until you get the detail that you want. 4th layer. I think she goes into landscapes. Yeah, she goes into landscapes, how you put down your first layer, add your next layer, that kind of thing. And then this section 5 is the application. By the way, isn't this beautiful? So pretty. It looks like a wet on wet wash to me. It's super pretty. So, you know, by this time you've made it to day, what is it? Oh, day 25. And so she starts to kind of go into how you can build a specific thing. So this one is wide landscape desert. And so she's kind of showing you how you can lightly draw on the horizon line and get your, you know, light pencil strokes down. I don't know if you can see that, but there are pencil strokes on there. And then just showing you how to add those layers one on top of another. And then the jungle. I'll show you the end. Jungle. And then this beautiful desert, but it's 2 parts. So she has the part 1 on day 27, and then the final desert piece, part 2. So pretty. So so you can see that you can use everything that you learned in your 31 days and kind of apply it to this, which I think is a super great approach to teaching. And then day 29 is the jungle. So then you're going to do that in 2 days. And at the end, let's see if I can find it. And then at the end, you've got your final jungle piece here. So lots more detailing, lots more layering, and that kind of thing. So yeah, super fun book. There is a section here all about the author, Jenna Rainey, and I think that's great too, because you can really, you know, get to know her as, you know, who the artist is that's behind all of the work. So yeah, super great. Oh, I did want to say it came out in 2017, so it is a few years old, but it still works. Like, I still feel like it applies to, you know, I guess this day and age. Like, it doesn't seem too outdated or anything. So anyway, I just encourage you to go check it out. I am going to put the link below. I'm not affiliated. Nobody has asked me to review this book or anything like that. I just found it really interesting and very well done. And if you want a step-by-step through watercolor, this would be a great way to do it. And then too, if like I said, if you're seasoned and maybe you have stepped away from watercolor for a while and you've been doing a lot of a different kind of medium and you're like, you know what, I just need a refresher. This would be a great 30-day refresher for you too if you want to get back into watercolor. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this. I've never done a book review on my channel before, so let me know in the description below if this was something that you enjoyed, and maybe I will try another one in the future. Thanks for watching. Bye!